Hello, hello. Welcome back. We're in a new location. Actually, is it new? I filmed two videos in here before, so this is obviously my bed. I tried to make it look all nice and cozy. I have like little decorative pillows out for you. Anyway, by the title, you know what we're going to talk about. And I'm also wearing like cozy clothes. That's not what we're talking about. For the title, you know what we're talking about. We're talking about Queen Adele did SNL. And funny, because I was on Instagram the other day, and I was like, I thought Her was the name of her new album. Literally, I was like, when she put SNL Her, I was like, oh, new album. But Her is the. We're gonna get to Her. We're gonna get to capital, all capitals Her, the musical performer. We're gonna get to her. But let's start with. Overall, I liked it. I did laugh a lot. It was very funny. I just want to talk about the opening. Now, I'm not a big SNL watcher. I'm really not. Um, so when I saw, I don't know, like, I guess he's probably been doing this for a while, but Jim Carrey as Biden was iconic. I'm like, oh my gosh, Jim Carrey is an icon. I stan. I'm like, I love him. Incredible, incredible. Like, like just him and Alec Baldwin going back and forth. I'm like, oh my god, two icons, really going at it. It's real. They are really good. Like, you're probably like, yeah, dub, we know, but I'm like. I don't watch SNL. I really don't. I used to watch it a little bit, but I don't watch it. Like, I always figure, like, oh, if anything interesting happens or worthwhile happens, it'll go viral and I can just watch the clip on social media or something. That's like what I think. Like, I'm like, oh, if it's really interesting, I'll just see the clip somewhere on YouTube, somewhere. So I don't really watch SNL. So this is like refreshing. It was really good. Like the opening was good. It was hysterically funny. It was so bad. Like this. Oh my gosh. It's like I said, two icons going. Alec Baldwin is like looks too healthy to be Trump. It's like 4 or 5 years ago he did a pretty good Trump, but like now he's not like a good Trump anymore. Like he is a good Trump, like acting and comedic wise, but like he doesn't look like him anymore. He's taking too good of care of himself. Trump, he's aging really poorly. Like Trump looks bad. I know that presidents always age bad, but like he looks really bad. And I'm like, that kudos to Trump because I really didn't think that Trump cared that much to age. So the fact that he's aging so poorly, I'm like, oh, okay, he cares a little bit. Something is weighing on his mind. Something is giving him more grace. Something's doing that. It's not the same thing that I care about, obviously, but you know. Anyway, so my note literally says Jim motherfucking Carrey. Oh my gosh. And then I had this question because I don't watch it a lot. This is genuinely a question to anyone who watches SNL a lot. Isn't the host usually in the opening? Isn't the host usually in the cold open? She just wasn't there. Like Adele just was not there. So I'm like, okay. And then we after the cold open, we get into we get we get into the like cast, like the intro where they show the whole cast. And I was like, dang, I don't know any of these bitches. I was literally like, I know like three, four of maybe of these people. Okay, I recognize Kate McKinnon. Of course, I recognize Keenan, iconic. I think Keenan is like the longest running cast member of all time. Literally at this point, like I think so. I hope I'm not overstating that. I of course recognize Pete Davidson, and I recognize the black girl. Because I remember when she was cast, because they were like, we have one black girl on SNL now. Like, you're probably like, what's her name? I didn't write down her name. I feel bad. The black girl. Shout out to her, though. Kudos to her. Anyway, anyway, the monologue. Let's talk about Adele's performance overall. She was good. She didn't weigh down the scene she was in. She was good. Um, she was okay. Like, you could, there's always a difference between when they bring on someone who's like a known comedian or known comedic actor or actress versus like other folks who are just other other folks. And Adele is other folks. Her monologue was okay. It was cute, but like this is like a running theme with like people in the other folks category. So there's comedic actors, comedic actors and actresses and comedians. They're in this category over here. But other folks, when they put them in the sketches, they don't make the sketch rely on that person to be funny. And the monologue, even her monologue wasn't, it was okay. It wasn't everything. Like, like it wasn't that great. Like, and the funniest moments of her monologue were when they did like a clip montage of her cursing at Glastonbury. I thought that was hysterical. And then and just in general, that whole gag of like the curse jar, that was funny. The swear jar. That was hilarious to me. When they showed Keenan with the giant jar, that was funny. But like again, it didn't rely on Adele to like land the joke, right? Like she did good though. She carried her own. She looks so good. We have to talk about it. Not weight wise, but like she just looks good in general. She looks her face, like I feel like her face in pictures, like since she has lost a lot of weight, her face in pictures like fluctuates between just looking like regular Adele that I recognize and looking kind of like Sarah Paulson, but still like Adele. She looks kind of like Sarah Paulson, but like in moving video, seeing her like new, like slimmer face and everything, she really looks different. She really looks like a different person versus still photographs. Like, whether it be the candid photographs or pose photographs, she looks like kind of more like herself in a still photograph. I don't know. You're probably like, okay, move on. Um, she has a new tattoo, but it's not new. She got it last year. That's of a planet on her arm that I didn't notice until I just saw it. Her hair looks incredible. I love her with long hair. I love her with long hair. She looked really good with the blunt bob too, though. She looks good with every hairstyle. Let's be honest. Um. Oh, and just one more thing about her looks. In the second, this is the first or the second sketch she's in. I forget now, but she's wearing this blue blazer outfit, and I'm like, perfection, perfection. She looks so good. Um, oh my gosh, the Jeffrey Tubin joke. Okay, so let's go to I think this is her first sketch where she's wearing the blue blazer. They made a Jeffrey Tubin joke. Now I made a video on this channel last week about what happened with Jeffrey. Anyway, yucky. Anyway, they made several Jeffrey Tubin jokes because how could you not? And that's what I said. You try not to judge, but how can you not? Anyway, then there was the ghost sketch, and again, she falls into the other folks category. She was in the sketch. She delivered her lines, but like all of the like punchlines were really for Pete Davidson to land. And like I think Chad is maybe a recurring character. He was okay. I mean, he's kind of like just going through the scene. It was fine. Um, her singing sketch. Now, she sings in this sketch where she's supposed to be on The Bachelor and she's supposed to be competing for like the Bachelor's love and attention, and she's like singing her own songs and she's playing herself, and like that's like the whole punchline of the sketch. And it was just like, again, because she looks so different, seeing her sing with the Adele voice, but then like looking so different, it's like it's trippy almost. It's like, oh my god, she's like a different person. She looks like herself, but like I don't know, she looks different. Cause like even a couple years ago, she had lost weight before because she was bigger, maybe between like a size 16 or 18, but she had slimmed down to really small to like a 14/12 a couple years ago. And now that she's so much smaller, to me, I was surprised at how much that distracted me actually when she was singing. Because, like, she shouldn't look that different between like a 14 to like she's probably like an 8 or a 10 now, but she does look really different to me. Maybe it's her style. Like maybe if she came out with the same hairstyle, I'd be like, oh, it's the same old Adele. But like she looks so different. Anyway, the singing sketch again, she's in the other folks category. She was pulling her weight in the other folks category. Not really. It was good, it was okay. Then this is like, so I have a couple of like starred sketches as the funniest sketches. I thought the open was one of the funniest sketches. I laughed out loud. And then again, another political sketch of the Trump ad sketch. It was like a Trump addicts ad. And like, it was like, yeah, we want to vote for Joe Biden because he's better or whatever. But like, what will we talk about once Trump is gone? Hold on, let me fix this. Hold on. It keeps like jiggling. Maybe that'll help. But they're like, what are we gonna talk about when Trump is gone? Just go watch it. It's funny. You know what I'll do? I'll link because everything's on YouTube nowadays. So I'll link like the 3 ones that I thought were funniest down below. It's the Trump ad sketch. It's so funny. It was right after her singing. Oh, and speaking of losing weight and stuff, Kenan Thompson at some point lost weight. This is how much I don't watch the show. If he had lost weight several years ago and I just now noticed, sorry. But like he's lost weight. He looks really good. Like he looks really healthy and like he looks slimmer but not super like skinty or anything. um I'm going to save this little note for the end. Then after that sketch, we had her, capital H, capital E, capital R. She's singing. She's like an R&B singer. She plays guitar. She's really good. Um, I would have picked different songs from her. I don't really know anything about her music, but like to me that she didn't make that strong of an impression of me on me. Like I'm just like, okay, she's a good modern R&B sound singing. She's like in the neighborhood with SZA. She's like in the neighborhood with SZA, in the neighborhood with Janae Aiko. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce her name. She's like in that neighborhood. She's good. Like honestly, like she's that sultry vibe, that like slick production R&B vibe, and then she pulled out the guitar for her second song. But then I was like thinking this. I was like, literally one sketch before she starts singing, Adele is singing. And I'm like, did she upstage her a little? Like, how did they decide that placement? Whatever. Um, then we go into the third funniest sketch, and this is like, it's kind of not good, right? Like, all of their funniest sketches are just about current events, and that's it. Like, I understand their satire, but like, most of their like original creative sketches that are just like little scenarios, they were like okay. I chuckled a little bit, but the jokes that I laughed out loud were all the politically themed ones. So we get to the weekend update, and the weekend update again, they made some Jeff Tubin jokes. um the funniest part is when they talked about Trump playing the Village People song at his rally, and the Village People, and so they had like the fake Village People. It was like Keenan and some other people, I don't know their names. They come out as fake Village People and they sing this hysterical little like fake Village People ditty. It's good, go watch it. Then there was like a granny sketch which was kind of funny, kind of awkward. um oh, I skipped this in the weekend update. There's this girl, I forget her name, is Willis and Yor. I didn't write her name down right. Anyway, whatever her name is, she's cute. Again, she sang a little bit. She sang, now there you go again. You say you want your freedom. That song, the song, the Fleetwood Mac song that is going viral nowadays. And she did like a little reference to that. And she sang another song. I forget what the other song she sang was, but she like sang it like comedically. It was okay. It was cute. I didn't laugh out loud during that part. It warmed me up, and it warmed me up for the Village People. Honestly, there's a lot of music in this episode. Um, And then the granny sketch. So it's like a sketch where they're going to visit their grandmother. She's in like a old folks home and they can't go in because of COVID. So they're out standing outside like yelling at her and they're trying to like beat around the bush at things. And she's like, "What?" She just keeps saying "what" until they say to her like, "I'm unemployed" or something. It was fine. Now let's get to probably, are people gonna make a big deal out of this, or am I gonna be the only one who points it out? Um, the African tourist sketch. It was like a tourism, like the tourism board of Africa put together like a commercial for visiting Africa, and it was like, excuse me, it was like divorced white women visiting Africa to kind of get their groove back, and they use the word tribesmen a lot, and I'm like, do people call themselves tribesmen in Africa? It was kind of a problematic sketch because it was like they were like standing on a beach. I don't know. I was just like, it was kind of, it wasn't super funny. I was like, and it's kind of funky to me because they said it was like about like white women who were divorcees going to Africa to kind of like get their groove back. And I'm like, Adele, are you really doing this? Because Adele, I'm like, why would she? Adele shouldn't have agreed to that sketch because Adele is divorced from her husband, right? And it's rumored that she's dating, what is his name? Skepta. So it's rumored that she's dating this black guy, and she bought this Skepta. It was like 2 weeks ago for his birthday. She bought him like a $20,000 chain. What? And then she's doing like a sketch about like tribesmen, and I'm just like, what? I don't know. I was just like, I don't know about that one, Adele. Um, it was good. Adele was good. She's fine. She held her own. Again, she's in that other star category where she didn't really carry the sketches she was in. She was just in them. Like that sounds really bad, but she was in them. She was there. And she didn't ruin the sketches she was in. She laughed a lot during the ending sketch. That was the African tourist sketch. I don't know. I didn't really love it, but I'll link the ones I did like below. That's all.